Okay, family, so I am back. If you saw my story, you know we're going to go into the conversation of love. And the reason why is because love is getting a trash reputation out here, y'all. And it makes me so sad because I love love, right? I'm just so sad hearing, oh, my life was ruined when I met this person and they hurt. And they blaming love for it. And they looking for a final place to let loose all their emotions out. And they think it's because somebody hurt them. We're going to fix that today. We're going to fix the misconceptions that people have on love. Okay, but before I get into that, I just have to show you. This is very important. Do you see Mr. Cash's green? He is looking luxurious. You can't see him? Get close up. He's looking amazing. That's my baby. When I got this thing, it's like this big. We're not gonna make this about the plant, but I had to show y'all. He needed some shine, so let's get into this video. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna get into is what love isn't, right? And what love is, because I feel like a lot of people don't even know what love is. They think, they've been in these relationships where someone's disrespected them in the relationship and they feel like, oh, they hurt me, but I love them. There's certain aspects that love cannot transcend. 1 Corinthians, in the Bible it actually says it. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4 and 8. I'm going to read it from here because I don't remember the verses on tap like that, but it is what it is. I don't need to. I have a cell phone. Love is patient and kind. Love is not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoings, but rejoices with the truth. That right there tells you exactly what love isn't. If you are experiencing attributes in your relationship, and I'm not meaning just relationships with a partner, it can be familiar relationships, it can be friendships. If you are dealing with aspects of it that are meant to do harm or lower vibrational emotions, you're not experiencing love. Because love has to be patient, it has to be kind, it has to seek truth. Without those three, there's no way it's love. Now, when I was in the gym, I had a great download on how to present this as a visual aid. So bear with me, here we go. Let's look at love as white paint, right? Pure white paint. We can look at all the other emotions as different colors. We can go with hate being black. We can go with red being resentment. We can go with red would be anger. I like that one. Red would be anger. We can go with jealousy being green and depression being blue. Okay? If you were to take one drop of that red paint, which is initially anger / resentment, and drop it into that white paint, is the white paint still white? The answer is no. Now, even if it's a very small drop and you say that you can't quite see it, we all know that if you were to compare that white paint to a can of white paint that has nothing in it, there's a slight difference. It changes the color. Meaning, if you add a different emotional aspect to love, it is no longer love, especially a low vibrational aspect. Now, when we look at it, the white paint may not be fully red, so it's not quite to anger yet. But maybe that light paint is the resentment. And as you add more red to the white, it slowly builds to become the anger. Alright, so let's look at it from another emotional aspect. We'll look at green, jealousy. You add a drop of green, it's that nice pastel green. It's not fully dark green, the forest green, but it's pastel green. That's insecurity. And as you add more green and you build on that insecurity, it ultimately becomes jealousy. So, based on this example, which I honestly feel like is the best example I could give anybody on why love is not love once you add a lower vibrational emotion, you can see clearly that if you add any negative aspects, especially since those would be the deeper twinges, to that purity of white that is love, you are no longer experiencing love. So when you are with a partner who makes you feel unworthy, they are, in a sense, adding to your insecurity. So your love is now tainted with insecurity all over it. Now you can add other color aspects, and then as you get to swirling, it will transform into some other color. And we all know that if you add all the colors together, you get black. So hopefully you got a strong depiction as to what love is not and what it is. Alright? And now we're going to get to the second part. How do you find love then? Okay, so now we're on the second part. How do you find love? Right? First thing you need to understand about finding love is you don't find love. If you are looking for love, you will not find it. And the reason is because one, love is an emotion. It becomes an action once you have the emotion, but love is an emotion first. To find the person that you love, you would need to, one, be the person that you love. And two, they'll find you, you will attract them because you guys are like-minded. So you don't find love. Love comes to you when you are ready. So the real question is, how do you get ready for love so love can find you? Now that's the one that's going to be the kicker. So first and foremost, know that you are not going to be, your love is already created for you. God has already created whoever it is that you are going to love. And it is because God knows you better than you do. So where you may think that you want your person to look away, act away, think away, you don't know what's best for you. So where you may think that, which is probably why you've never had a problem in love, if you never had any bad relationship or anything fail, it's because you were looking for something. There were attributes that you thought were what you wanted. It wasn't true. So trusting that God has already built somebody who's in alignment with who you need to be, know that that love is there. So that's the first thing. It's there. How do you align? Now, that comes from developing unconditional self-love. Right? Because you can't love someone else if you don't love you. Now, I already can hear it. I love myself, right? But remember, we went through the love not being boastful. You can love yourself and not unconditionally love yourself. Let me give you an example. If you love yourself within your good, for all of your accomplishments, for who you are, that is amazing. But now the question is, if you strip down the validation you get from other people as to why you can love yourself, because they make you feel like you should love yourself because they love you, and you take away the positive thing, the earning potential, maybe amazing job, maybe amazing titles, and you strip yourself down to just your experiences and the uncomfortability of those, do you still love you with the same ferocity? And if the answer is no, or you're not quite sure that you love yourself at your lowest, you need unconditional self-love. Alright, so that's the key. That's the key. When you love yourself, you can now allow someone access to loving you just as deeply. And by doing that, you're able to pour back into that person. So if your love is not going to reciprocate what you're looking for out of it, that's not what you want. That's not what you want, okay? So I wanted to go into that. Now, this last part, I'm going to have just be the end all and the kicker. If you have that and you run from it, know that you can still transform that purely white paint into those low vibrational aspects for yourself because you're denying love. I know. So imagine you have love, but you do not want to partake in it. You may get a drop of blue in it. It's just sadness, that pastel blue. Sorry, pink blue. Pastel blue. It's sadness. And the more you deny yourself, the more sadness you add. So you add a little bit more blue until it turns this deep blue. And now you're at depression. All because you're denying yourself love. I hope y'all loved this video because I poured a lot of love into it. I'm gonna leave this one right here for you guys. Feel free to comment, share. Watch it twice. I don't know. Send it to somebody you think you love. But I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.